I'm gonna start the recording. So here we are. This is the meeting of December 3rd. We have a quorum consisting of myself, Catherine Hilton, Arlene Reed, and Garrett Simonson. First order of business, as always, is the minutes. I did send it out, right?
Yep. I'll move to approve.
Second?
Here.
Okay. Here, let me just make a note. Okay, and all in favor, Garrett,
Yes.
Arlene,
Yes.
Kat, yes. So that's the minutes. The other piece of actual business we have is to approve a disposal works construction permit for a septic system repair on Montague Road, number 38. Mike has reviewed the plan. He says we can go ahead and issue it. The only thing I'm waiting for is the check from them, and I expect that when I go up to town hall tomorrow, it's going to be in the mailbox.
And Catherine, just for clarification, you said 38, but is it 83?
I believe it is 83.
Okay.
The minutes,
let me
minutes,
just
I mean, not the minutes, but the agenda says 83.
Okay.
Let me just check on that. I'm not sure I got it right.
Okay.
So it would be from. It's 38, actually.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Right, I've been writing 38 on everything where, making notes to myself, but I didn't put the right number there. Since there is not anything controversial here, even though it hasn't been put correctly in the posted agenda, I want to go ahead and vote on it. Just because we're getting into the difficult season for installation. And I know that they've had to pump several times, multiple times, I don't know how many, but I know that there's been more than one pump out. It's been coming back. They need this repair. We can consider it unanticipated business. That is, we did not anticipate that it was actually at number 38.
Right.
And I think that we can go ahead and vote on it if somebody wants to move that.
I think it's a reasonable typo, and I'll move to approve.
Second.
Okay, same deal. All in favor? Arlene?
Yes.
Garrett?
Yes.
Kat, yes. Okay. Well, too bad it didn't happen before the snow, and we're going to have a really hard freeze tomorrow, but I can't help that. So I think that the only thing, unless you guys have anything to tell, any reporting or information or gossip, whatever.
No, no public health gossip here.
Oh, shoot. Garrett, I wonder if you had a chance to look at the webinar that Arlene sent around.
Yeah, I did watch that this afternoon. Yeah.
That was pretty interesting, actually. And it did kind of clarify some things, and it also suggested to me that no matter what we do, what kind of bylaw we have or don't have, or regulation we have or don't have, nobody is ever going to apply in Shutesbury to put one of these things up.
Right.
Just don't have the infrastructure that they would need. I mean, we have a substation down at the bottom of Pratt Corner Road, but presumably all the interconnectivity of that station is taken up with the solar installation up the road from them. I don't think there's another one around. The only thing I can imagine is that there might be small ones that are basically residential or commercial. I mean, the school might have one if they had. Do they have any solar stuff.
I don't think at the school.
No, the new library has a roof full of solar panels.
Right, yeah, it may be
But
that they
the
would want to have something like this
Yeah,
so the idea of having a big freestanding one that is for the purpose of maintaining a lot of power within the grid, in and out of the grid, seems to be pretty unlikely, but we probably just need to do it anyway, although it kind of takes some of the urgency out of it. The the model zoning bylaw for these I found instructive in a few ways, primarily in this establishing of the different tiers of what do they call it? Anyway, of capacity, of
yes,
total capacity of them. And it seems to me that well, tier one seems to be the kind of thing that we're talking about, that somebody might want to have it for their home or for their business, for the library, for a town building or something like
probably.
that. And we could certainly establish some guidelines for that.
Mhm.
Tier two happens to be the level of the solar installation on Pratt Corner Road. I am told that they have a battery energy storage system for that, and it is the capacity of it is 4 MWh.
Okay.
So
So
that,
that, right, tier two. So that's
yeah,
already in place, you're
it
saying?
is. It's been
It-
there for 5 years,
Okay.
and so far, no problems. So I would think that part of what we could do is establish these tiers. I mean, this is just a model zoning bylaw, so it kind of doesn't, I mean, it doesn't meet our needs in many ways. It was just basically for information that we
Right.
could establish in our regulation these two tiers that it seems reasonable that we might possibly have a use for, and just not have anything more than what tier two ends at. What? Does anybody have that?
10 megawatt hours.
Right, so maybe we
Oh,
would,
excuse me. Yes, it's between 250 kilowatt hours and 10 megawatt hours. Yeah.
right, so possibly we could limit it to 10 MWh, um, not have anything larger than that. Not that I think anybody's gonna propose anything larger than that, because where in hell are they gonna
Yeah.
put?
So any regulation that we might create would retroactively apply to this installation on Pratt Corner Road, I assume. Is that right?
I don't think so. I think since it already exists, it would be grandfathered.
Okay.
That's my assumption, but I don't
Including
really know.
none of the emergency response plans and I do they have such a plan on file, or do we know?
I don't know the answer to that.
Hmm.
I would guess that they do, and we should find out more about that. And the person
Okay.
who would know about it would be Michael. Um,
Right.
but
I mean, I understand that we would grandfather them in terms of like things like setbacks and the siting
yeah,
essentially,
yeah.
but things that are still changeable, like an emergency response plan, um, it might come to bear in this situation, right?
Well,
And if
that's what we
they
need
don't
to
already
find.
have a plan, then they need to create one for us.
I'd be surprised if there is one, if they had to have one at that time. Going,
Right.
if we're going back 5 years.
Right.
Okay,
I
I'll
mean,
find
even for residential batteries, when we did ours 2 years ago, 3 years ago,
Mhm.
the state regs were only just about to begin. Uh, And Shutesbury Fire did inspections of our battery system in advance of that, and we're basing their inspections off of what were going to be the state regs. So
Okay,
I'd be surprised if there's an emergency plan for that.
okay.
So
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have to find out. And first of all, we'll have to find out what they have in place.
right.
And secondly, what kind of intervention we can make after the fact.
Yeah, I mean, voluntary compliance, I suppose.
Mhm. Right. Okay, well, that's something to find out. What's the capacity of your system, Garrett?
Good question. I don't know. It's residential capacity, so
Mhm.
it's
Right.
not anything similar to
Most
what
most
we would be
likely
talking
tier
about.
one, yeah.
Maybe even less than a tier one. I don't know if there's less for
Tier
residential.
-1.
Right. 0.5.
Let me see what they say about
Yeah, I don't know about residential, how that compares.
Yeah, I don't know. It says tier one installations include systems with an aggregate energy capacity of less than 250 kilowatt hours. Um, at this point, it's just about the fire code and the electrical code.
Mhm.
But yeah, we should find out some more about that. I wonder how many other residential systems there are where people have these battery arrays.
Right.
I have no idea. But I could probably ask Lenny, right? Because it's,
Would Lenny necessarily know about every one of them that's in town?
well, if he's supposed to inspect them for the fire code, he might.
Yeah, and we had to do a permit, so
Who gave the permit?
I think it was twofold. I think for COG did. I think there was in part for COG. This was all done through the solar company,
Uh-huh.
so I don't truly remember. So I think in part it was for COG and the fire department.
Mhm.
So, and by FERCog, you mean the in cooperative
I think that
inspection,
Yeah,
basically
I
the
think that
building
they
inspector.
they they issued the permit for installation, and then the fire department came out and did the final inspection.
Okay, so basically it was building permit, I think.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Does it have its own little building, or how's it set up?
So because it's interior, it had to have so there's two ways that you can do it. So if it's exterior, then it, at least at the time, did not need to have a separate enclosure.
Mm-hmm.
But interior, it has to have its own, closet, uh, smoke detector, um, a ventilation
Mm-hmm.
component to the
Mm-hmm.
closet. And on interior, it can't be installed in any space that's considered living space
Okay, so you can
for
have
for
it like
res for residential.
so you can
So,
have it like in your basement.
right, basement, but it can't be a finished basement.
Mm-hmm.
So there
Garage.
can't, right,
Yeah.
or
Okay.
garage, or yeah.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Okay. And do you know what kind of batteries are in it?
I assume lithium ion,
Mm-hmm.
but
Because
I don't know that for sure.
Yeah, that would be interesting to find out because we saw in that webinar that there is the sort of next generation of batteries is quite a bit safer.
Hmm.
And I think that we would be justified in demanding that level of battery safety or greater, right? As those others, I mean, it was pretty clear that there was the one that's pretty dangerous, is the one that's commonly used now and is less dangerous. And then there are some other ones coming along that are not really commercially available. And I don't know if there's some way to write into a regulation that we kind of want the safest possible battery that is in fact commercially available.
Well, and the challenge with all of this is obviously evolving technology. So, part of what the regulation may need to stipulate is routine review to ensure that the regulation is consistent with where the technology is. So,
Right.
By which you mean routine review of the
regulation itself,
regulation, right?
making sure it's
Okay.
consistent with where things are with the technology. So,
Mhm. Okay, let me make a note or two. So we want to know if there's an emergency plan for the Pratt Corner Road installation. And we want to know how to adapt to evolving technology within the context of the reg. Is there something else that we want to find out that I have already forgotten?
Given the question about that we don't know the answer to, about how many battery storage systems are already in place, at a tier 1, for instance, a residential
Yeah.
System, would we at any point wish to ask people to speak up and disclose what their systems are, and make sure that they are all compliant with the kinds of things that you've just described, Garrett, the ventilation and them being outside of a living space, and or would we let slide what is already in place? And part of what drives me to ask this is I know of a place in town that's got a bunch of solar panels. It's a private home, and it's hooked up to essentially a couple of car batteries.
Yeah.
So there's some sort of, and it's been that way for, I don't know, a long time. I don't know how long, but so it's kind of a homemade, almost looks like a homemade kind of system.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
definitely sounds homemade. I can't
Yeah.
imagine that the solar company, for example, the one that set up Garrett's system, would
Yeah.
put in a couple of car batteries. And
I mean, any professional installation is going to go through permitting.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right, but this sounds like it's not a professional installation and possibly didn't go through permitting.
Right.
And though the situation that you describe, Arlene, I think maybe poses less concern.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Right. It's not a lithium
hopefully they've
ion
done
battery.
it.
Yeah.
Hopefully they've done it correctly. But in terms of the potential for significant fire or
Mm-hmm.
especially like if we're talking about lithium ion batteries, um, is a little bit different. But again, hopefully they've done their research and it's
Well, this
done.
property has changed hands at least twice since the original whoever installed it put it in there.
Wow.
So,
Oh,
yeah. And it may no longer be there. The last I knew was a few years ago, but yeah.
uh-huh. Are the owners known to you personally?
Not the current ones, the just prior one.
Okay.
Yes. But it has been sold and I don't know what the current owner is doing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's a bit concerning, but
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
But if a call were put out to the community to please, for your own safety and that of everyone around you, please let us know if you've got battery backup to your solar system, and we want to make sure that it's safe. I know, some people who wish to fly under the radar would not disclose that, but
that's another thing we could talk to Lenny about.
mhm.
Um, um, how he sees the danger of it if it's something that is a violation of the fire code and should be anonymously reported to him.
Mm,
Um,
mhm.
so I'll put that on the list to ask Lenny about. Okay, are there any other thoughts about this? I realize we're moving slowly, but my
Yeah,
God, it's so
I
overwhelming.
know.
No?
Yeah, it's educating ourselves
Yeah,
about this. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I frequently find my eyes rolling back into my head. It's
Mhm.
not deeply fascinating.
Okay.
So, all right. So we want to find out about Crack Corner Road. Arlene, would you be willing to get in touch with Michael DeChiara and ask him
Of course.
about that, if they have an emergency response plan and just basically what he knows about it? Because I think I have an idea that he basically knows everything about it. He's made it his business to do so.
Mhm. Yes, I'm taking notes right now
Okay.
about that.
And I'll talk with Lenny or email with him or whatever and see if I can find out about what's already out there on the ground.
Mhm. Okay.
All right. Is there anything else that is important to talk about right now?
I have been asked a completely different subject, okay?
Mhm.
I have been asked at least a couple of times in the last month or so about what is happening with the fire damaged property on Wendell Road.
Okay,
And
I'll tell you where that is as far as I know. I went in and I sat down in Haley's office and I said, Haley, I would really like to take this off my shoulders and put it on yours because
you said this to whom?
Haley, the new
To Haley. Okay, yes.
administrator. And I said that I felt that we had come to the end of what we could usefully do as the Board of Health, and we're just out of options.
Mhm.
And she said she asked me to come by and talk to her in person about the situation and what had been done and blah, blah. And she said she would bring it up to the select board. And it does seem to me that the select board at this point is the right entity for dealing with that, since, I mean, we did what we could.
Okay, so Haley has the sort of the list of stuff that we've already done, the communications that we've already had and the responses we've gotten.
I outlined it, but I didn't give her detailed,
Okay.
detailed chronology, but I
Okay.
did give her,
Yeah,
I
That's-
gave her the big picture.
that's kind of what I've been saying to people, saying essentially, I think we have reached the end of our resources about what we can do on this, and it's kind of beyond us at this point.
Can
And
we share
Yeah.
the notices that were sent share those with Haley?
I have not done that, but I certainly can.
Yeah. I mean, because that's part of the paper trail.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah, I'll assemble
Yeah.
those and send them off to her.
Mhm.
You know, remember last time when John Thompson came in, he was talking about non-criminal dispositions where you could fine people. And we don't have that, but we could. It's something that is voted at town meeting, I believe. I wonder if we should look into that and see if it's something that makes sense, because as a board, we really don't have any teeth.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
so I will see. I was hoping that the new health agent might come tonight, but he seems to have gotten right into the spirit of the district, which is basically non-communication.
Can remind me of his name, please.
His name is David Gillis.
Thank you.
And
I don't think I heard
I'll
that.
send you his contact. Well, actually, his email, on the email that I sent out tonight, link, I sent that to him.
Okay,
So you've got his email there.
good.
A while back, he sent out an email to me and to Kathy Bridges of Northfield and said, let me know what your Board of Health schedule is so that I can
Yep.
come and present myself and meet you and whatnot. And so I sent back a fairly detailed email saying, we happen to have the same meeting schedule. So we're both meeting on the 3rd and the 17th. And I don't have a preference, but Kathy might. So
Mhm.
and
Okay.
so I, said our meetings are by Zoom, you can come anytime, blah, 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 blah. I didn't hear a single word back from him.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you.
I wish that the collaborative had moved sooner to start organizing a sort of buy into the collaborative services, that initiative that Noreen was talking about last time, because it really kind of came too late for us. And if that had been available, I would have quit the district in a heartbeat, with your approval, of course. I can't do it all by myself. But it seems like at least for the next year, we're stuck with this. And maybe it'll work out well. And if it doesn't, and I hate to really sabotage the district, because at last count, we were paying 43% of the budget. If we drop out, it would just change everything. At one point, there was talk about Ashfield. I think it was Ashfield joining the district, it's already kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
But if they did that, they could probably, kind of reorganize in a way that would work financially.
Okay.
But I don't know. Anyway, there it is.
All right.
So between now and the next meeting, we're going to find out about the situation on Pratt Corner Road, and I'm going to find out what Lenny knows.
Okay.
Okay. Is there anything else that has to happen between now and then that you can think of?
Not that I know of.
All right.
And Garrett, I was telling Kat that 2 weeks from tonight, we're traveling to Denver that day. We're supposed to pull into Denver at 4:30-ish local time. Local time, yeah. So maybe
Oh, I think it was 2:30.
no, 4:30 Eastern
time.
time. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I anticipate being able to be here, but unforeseen delays sometimes.
Right. I assume that Noreen will be back with us and probably, possibly Wim.
Okay. I will keep you all posted though.
Okay.
I'm envious of your Denver trip.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
You staying around here, Garrett?
Yeah. We'll be
Yeah.
here.
me too.
Okay.
I'm not envious of your Denver trip. If you were going someplace warm and sunny, I might be envious of that because wow, we're
Denver is often warm and sunny. Okay.
Sometimes, and just
know.
wait the next day, and then it's
Right.
right.
different.
When they get snow, they don't even plow the residential streets because it's typically gone within a day or so. So they let it do its
The
own
first
thing.
time I went out to Denver for Christmas after my sister moved there, we just beat an enormous snowstorm, a huge snowstorm that was like, it was
Yeah.
like knee deep
Boy,
everywhere, like all over the streets. And it did not just,
go well.
yeah, well, it did not evaporate overnight,
No,
you know.
yeah, I've been there for one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
Alrighty, well, rather than ask for a vote, I'm just gonna invoke executive privilege here and I'm gonna adjourn the meeting right now.
Okay.
And,
Break my heart.
yeah. That I'm adjourning the meeting or that you don't get to vote on
it. Both.
Well, consider it broken.
Okay.
So thanks, you guys.
Yep. Thank you. Have a
See
good
you
night.
in a couple of weeks.
All righty.
Take care.
Bye bye now.